back to Beaneater Buzz. Jordan Hunt back here again with Colleen McGuire.
Hey, everyone.
Winning week of baseball. Finally.
Winning week of baseball.
It's great.
Feels good.
4-3. Probably, maybe could have been a little bit better than that, actually. Well, I don't know.
It was what we expected, I think.
The 3 games we lost weren't like, they weren't really games that like we were really in, I guess. Both of the losses to the Phillies were both multi-run losses, right? I believe.
Yeah. I think it was like 7 or 8-3 and 4-1. Noah and Wheeler it was on top of their game.
7-3 against Wheeler,
an
ace. I mean, if you don't think Wheeler's one of the best pitchers in the National League, especially in the National League East, you're just insane.
Yeah.
I've seen like comparisons of his delivery, which he altered to look like Jacob deGrom. And it's impeccable how similar they are in their delivery. Yeah, which would explain why he just became a god on the mound. And then, like you said, Aaron Nola, another good one. Nola, he's one of those guys, you even said it the other day. He either absolutely shuts us down or we light him up in the first inning. Hold on, just trying to get my dogs calmed down. Anyways, so Nola either goes out and, I mean, honestly, he could have thrown a complete game in that game. He didn't, which was, I guess, kind of a moral victory.
Yeah. It's like it was 1-0 for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's like then we gave up a couple more runs, but you do wonder if it was 1-0. Probably Nola's not still in that game, although their bullpen's so bad. So I actually
probably
don't know
not
what they do, but like would have been a cooler, 9th inning if we had tied it up or something like that.
Had we not given up a few extra runs in that game, which it was 1-0 until the 7th inning. And then we gave up 2 in the 7th and then 1 in the 8th to make it 4-0. And then we scored 1 in the 9th. Had we held it there at 1-0, honestly, I believe the Braves probably win that game.
Probably.
Because the Phillies bullpen is such a mess. Again, we saw that last night against the Mets. Nick Castellanos gives them a late lead.
Nick Castellanos tried to help the Braves out.
And then even in the 8th, 3 up, 3 down. Yeah. I was like, wow,
maybe they're going to do it today.
That's not very Phillies-like. And then 1 pitch into the top of the ninth or bottom of the 9th inning. So, yeah, that was, we probably could have possibly pulled back into that game. But the 3 losses on the week are against Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Sandy Alcantara. And Sandy Alcantara.
If you're going to lose, those are the guys.
Those are the guys
you lose to. You can't be
you have to beat the other guys, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was nice. The offense looks so much better. They were really, really, really bad.
Just switched up the lineup.
3 weeks or
Things
more.
Things are clicking.
They were just horrible. Yeah, and I mean, I credit Snit there for just like, it does seem like he kind of went in one day last week and was just like, he just took a bunch of names and just threw them at a wall. And it was like, all right, that's where everybody's playing. So yeah, it worked. William Contreras, man.
So good. But it just seems like in general, I don't know if guys have made adjustments. It just seems the at-bats are better. It's like, I don't know if finally it's kind of like with the dead ball, maybe it's kind of finally coming together with how they've adjusted what they're doing, but it's been working. Credit the lineup changes, credit whatever you want, but just keep doing this.
Yeah. And we've still got, the guys who can hit homers. We now have 2 guys with 10 homers in Ozuna and Riley. Contreras will probably hit 3 tonight and get there. That dude's just, I can't believe the start he's off to. But yeah, it's, there are guys who are going to get their homers.
Yeah.
There are. Yeah. But guys like Ozzy Albies, He had 6 homers in the first like 2 weeks. He hasn't hit one since. He's gone like 5 or 6 weeks without a homer. I mean, it's hard to do, honestly, if you're a home run hitter, and Ozzy has been a home run hitter. But
yeah, but he also puts up some
gaudy numbers. And not the gaudy numbers you want to see. Like
some pitiful at bats.
Yeah.
But yesterday he saw 23 pitches across 2 at bats.
That was crazy. I was like,
when he's had some good at bats this week. Yeah,
great.
It's like,
and more importantly, in those 2 at bats, they didn't end in a strikeout. Both of them
exactly
resulted in doubles. So I mean, even Ozzy Albies, who was probably our worst hitter. I mean,
I think Duvall's probably our worst hitter.
I just mean whenever things are going.
Oh, overall, sort of.
Yeah, overall, okay. Like Ozzy's a decent hitter. He relies on his speed to turn a lot of singles into doubles, and then he pops some homers and stuff. But he hasn't been very good this year. He
hasn't, and apparently his speed's gone down a little bit.
It has.
He's been caught stealing a bunch, and it's gone down like a foot per second or something like that.
It has, and I'm glad.
Or 1 second, I forget how. It's like it used to be like 28 something feet per second. Now it's 27 feet per second, I think. So
he's still fast.
Oh, he's still fast.
It would be ridiculous to say he's not.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. Not like he's running like Matt Olson.
Man, that dude is so slow. When they
chugging is the only way
on that double, the pinch hit double that Ronnie had. Oh my God, dude, I was
amazing
pumped.
Moment.
I was like,
I was too.
Shit.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, I was.
That was just perfect. It was perfect.
It was like you see.
That was such a good game.
You see Snit or you see Ozzy. God, I can't remember his name. You see Ronnie sitting in the dugout he's got his elbow guard on. You're like, oh,
they're thinking about
what's going on here. And then, I mean, in the post game, Snit even said, like, I knew when I got him up that place was going to go wild, and maybe that's what they needed, was just that he came place through. To feel electric. He
had 2 strikes on him.
1-2 count, and I mean, just smoked a double down the line. But anyways, back to the Matt Olson. When they sent Matt Olson on that play, I was like, what are you doing right now? What are you? It wasn't even close. Like, Matt scored by a mile.
I was shocked there was not a play.
But the fact that there was a play where Matt Olson could go first to home and score standing up with no problems, I was like, what just happened? This dude's, Matt Olson's very slow. He's not one of the slower guys in the big, and actually he's only like 40 something percentile, but that's not good.
It just looks like he's struggling. Like, he rounded third, and I saw someone say chugging, and that's the only way it can be described. Just like running through him up, like, I gotta get, just out of gas, but knew he had to get
He was trying so hard to get his body there, and his legs were just like, dude, this is it. This is our limit. We don't go any faster than this. You're going to have to drag this corpse across the line. Okay.
He did it, and he scored, and it tied the game. And then we blew it open. It's been, I will say, the last couple of weeks, they seem to have gotten into that sort of late game.
Yeah. They
rallying,
have.
Even if they don't get the runs or win the game, like, there's sort of, like that, you sort of see it, like that game, the last game against the Marlins in Miami that we did lose, but they put up a couple runs.
I thought we were going to tie that game.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, to see that's what they were missing for a lot of last year.
It was. And it looks like there's energy in the team now. And I don't know where that came from. Maybe it is Ronnie. Like, how does that guy not energize a room? Like, he walks in the room and you're like, we got this guy back. Like, he's a superstar. He's every definition of the word superstar is Ronald Acuna. And sure, I'm sure that gets guys going, but then also with him, in and out of the lineup every day, like, he's had 2 injuries since he returned. It's almost like the guys were like searching for that stability. And we talked about Riley maybe being just tired from being a new dad. Olson's got the pressure, and then I'm sure Ozzy, maybe he's got some pressure and stuff because Freddie's gone. Somebody's got to step up in that clubhouse. Ozzy seems like the logical guy because he's going to be here forever. He's got, I mean, I don't know. There was a lot going on in the lineup. We compare it to 2021 so often that the start of 2021 felt so just
like everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yes.
No consistency.
Right. And that's kind of how this has felt.
Right. And it's so hard not to compare because you mean like identical schedules, sort of playing similarly, but it's like I have to tell myself it is a different season. They can turn this on at any point. It seems like, wishful thinking perhaps, but it seems like they're getting there now.
Yeah. And I keep finding myself in that same thought process of, oh God, we're right back in this loop where we're okay. Are we going to get to 500 over there? Oh, we're going to drop back below again. And it's like, no, this is a different team. That team suffered a ton of injuries. We suffered the loss of our cleanup hitter in Ozuna, like in two different ways. I mean, first he broke his fingers, and then like 5 days later, oh, he's gone for the year because, the domestic violence situation. So it is different. This is just guys struggling.
Yes.
And waiting to get the whole team together because we really haven't had the whole core together. And then Michael Harris gets called up.
Michael Harris.
I mean, do you kind of feel like that was a little bit of Alex Anthopoulos trying to do what he did with Jock last year? Being like, hey,
I mean, maybe part of it was like, let's shake it up.
Yeah.
Let's shake it up somehow. I mean, I saw that tweet notification come through and it was like, I think I told you, I kind of just opened up quickly. And as I'm opening, I'm like, wait a second, did that say Michael Harris?
Yeah,
like, I was just very unexpected. Because people were talking about it on Twitter, like, call him up. I was like, there's no way. He's never played an inning in AAA.
Not happening.
And I was shocked. I didn't expect that. I hope it works out. I really hope it works out.
I mean, everything I've seen thus far, he looks ready, man.
Yeah, I haven't really been able to. I watched like the highlights, but I haven't been able to watch either of the last two games. So I haven't been able to really watch his at bats or things like that. So I don't know how that's been.
His first at bat. Did you see his first at bat?
No, I wasn't able to watch that game.
It was awful.
Okay.
It was a terrible at bat. Terrible at bat. Comes up, and I'm pretty sure he went to 1-0. Right.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, all right, you watch the pitch off the plate or whatever. Then Sandy Alcantara.
Yeah, I mean, what a pitcher to make your debut again.
Think about that first. Throws him 3 back-to-back changeups, exact same pitch. He swings ugly, all 3 of them. And it was just like, oof, that looked rough. Next at bat, he gets to 2-1, gets like I think it was 99 on the outer edge, just pokes it into left field.
Yeah. Oh, wait, he's a switch hitter, isn't he?
No, he was a switch hitter.
Okay.
He's now he's just strictly left-handed now.
Okay.
When he was drafted, he
didn't pull it. Then I was thinking. Okay.
So yeah, just went the other way with it. 99 on the black from Sandy Alcantara, and that's your first hit. And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay,
well, that's what you had joked about. It only took him 1 at bat to solve.
That's what I said. Yeah, it only took 1 at bat. Like the adjustment was just. It was impressive. And then the catch he made yesterday, holy awesome. Hell. I was, and I tweeted this, I'm sure a lot of people saw it. Whenever that happened, I was walking through Walmart. We were doing a cookout yesterday for Memorial Day with some family. And we bought so much shit for that cookout. We spent like $200 yesterday just on one meal, but it was worth it. It was fun. So I was distracted, but I see this diving play that he makes, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, it's been a while since we've had a center fielder who does that. And then I saw somebody say, he caught that barehanded. I was like, what do you mean he caught it barehanded? No, I saw him. He caught it with his glove. No, he literally caught it with this hand and threw it in his. I was like, yeah. So, like I said, a little bit of electricity feels like. Feels like Alex was like, this team needs a jolt.
Gotta do something.
I gotta do something. I've got this kid who's a budding superstar chilling in AA, just absolutely tearing it up. And I think it also helped him that really AAA is they're pretty full in Gwinnett.
That's true.
I mean, they've got a lot of guys. They've got the Preston Tuckers. They've got now Demerit's back down there. They've got the Shields, Waters, Gosselin, Ryan Goins. Like, there's a bunch of those quad A guys down there. And they're just, they're kind of clogging the system. And where do you put Michael Harris? Like, do you tell these guys that you need to be ready at any given time in case of a bad injury? Hey, sorry, you're going to lose playing time. Like, they're not going to be stoked about that. And you don't want to do that because you want those guys to be ready, like a Phil Gosselin, something happens. So maybe that aided in Alex being like, fuck it.
Call him up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, great stuff, man. Just, they're fun to watch right now. So anyways, I did this thing where I wrote down a few guys and their last 7 games. And I just want to see if you know who you think they are.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to start with is kind of a cheat. So I'm just going to tell you who it is because it was somebody I looked up just now as we were talking and I haven't written it down. It's Ozzy Albies.
Okay.
In his last 7 games, he's got a 296 average. Did anybody think Ozzy Albies hit almost 300 last week?
I did not.
No, because everybody keeps saying he sucks. But 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 RBIs, a walk, 9 strikeouts. I mean, Ozzy strikes out. We know that. 321 on base, 407 slug, had a few doubles. So, I mean, that's 728 OPS. That's not great. I mean, I'd prefer if he was hitting a couple homers there, but he's coming around. Last 15 games, he's hitting 283.
Wow.
I bet nobody would have expected
that.
that.
I would not have.
Yeah. I've been saying that, and like people, because I keep seeing people, we need to give Ozzy crap too. And I kept saying, Ozzy's getting hits. Like, they're just not big hits. They're just single here, and he's making things count or whatever. I wish Ozzy would steal more, but he's bad at stealing bases.
Yeah, I guess it's just like he tried it twice against Real Muto and got caught both times.
Only 2 guys on the team have been caught stealing this year. Ozzy, I think, has been caught like 4 times.
And
4 or 5 times. And then Ozuna got caught once.
Which I don't know why the hell he was stealing.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Probably would have won that game if he didn't get caught.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I'm like, who drew this one up? Because I don't know.
Yeah. I was like,
like, who sent him? Or did he
but
just
at the same time, he has, I think, 2 stolen bases this year. So it's like, and I mean, that was against Real Muto, though. He was running on Real Muto there.
He got caught in Miami too, though.
Okay, maybe that's when it was then. Still, Jacob Stallings is a good catcher.
Yeah.
Who the hell is he stealing against that he's making it? That's what I want to know. Yeah. I need to go back and look at
what kind of arm.
The noodle arm was hanging out behind somebody, just a one-armed catcher. That's what it was. It was a one-armed catcher. Okay. So, Ozzy, I just wanted to make a point out Ozzy there. This next one, let's see if you can guess who it is.
Okay. This is last 7 games.
Last 7 games, and I'll give you his.
Are you just giving me the slash line, or
I'll give you the slash line. Yeah.
Start with that, and then okay.
And then after that, I'll do the last 30 games for him. 481, 517 on base, 667 slug with an 1184 OPS.
Gotta be Dansby.
It's Dansby Swanson. That is absolutely crazy how that dude. He went from.
He had 9 hits in that Phillies series.
We talk about how bad he can be at times, but God, when he's good, he's best player in the league, man. Last 30 games though, 321, 381, 538 with a 919 OPS. That's a 30-game stretch.
Wow. Because I remember those first couple of weeks, all he was doing was striking out.
Yes. Yeah. And he hasn't been doing that as much in this stretch. 19 runs, 34 hits in 30 games, 6 homers, 20 ribbies, 10 walks. 10 walks for Dansby Swanson in 30 games. That's noteworthy for me because dude swings crazy. Only 29 strikeouts in 30 games.
Yeah, right. Less,
that's less strikeouts than games. Yeah, that's, I mean, and the first 3 weeks of the season, he had like a 50% strikeout rate. It was crazy. And that's down to like 30% now. So, I mean, maybe it was just a slow start. 7 stolen bases last 30 days.
Yeah, him and Acuna, their speed is different. Like let's go back to that Friday night game against the Marlins where he's on first base and Ozzie hits that blooper to left field. Dansby scores. Like those are those things that they're risky, which is crazy. There wasn't even a play that was like way less risky than I would have thought it would have been. But just stuff like that him and Acuna do, like those things can win you games. Like that was that was huge because Wash had to still stopping him and he's like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
there's
awesome.
2 guys on this team, well, maybe 3, maybe Ozzie. Maybe. Just Ozzie's, it's weird that Ozzie's not a great base runner. He just looks every part of it. Even when he's running the bases, he looks great.
I agree.
But maybe he just can't steal that well. I don't know. Maybe he's just bad at reading
jumps and all that.
Yeah. When you get a jump. But if there's 2, maybe 3 guys on this team that I would be like, okay, there's a stop sign. I don't care. Go. It's Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, and maybe Ozzie Albies. Outside of that, if anybody else is running through Wash's stop sign, Ron Washington's insane. He sends everybody. If you're running through his stop sign, you better fucking make it. And like you said, Dansby, dude, he didn't hesitate 1 second. And maybe
got a really good secondary lead. Took off because there's 2 outs, and he just
and maybe Soler was a little bit lackadaisical getting to that ball, but still, just I think everybody when Ozzie was coming up to the plate right there was like, oh crap, why has it got to be Ozzie right now? Because he's just so swing happy at first pitch.
He did swing, but it was just like that's. I love when those go our way because it feels like against us. It happens all the time.
They feel like they go against us every single time. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good game. That was just a lot of fun.
So yeah, Dansby Swanson playing like a superstar. He's still 99th percentile in.
Oh,
defense.
He's doing it offensively. I'm just like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
If he was gonna play like this all the time, I'd give him. I'd keep bringing him back.
I tweeted
next June he may be absolutely horrible.
Yeah, so. I tweeted the other day and I was like, maybe Dansby Swanson is an MVP after all. I was like, maybe this guy's the guy. But I mean, now I'll say this: if we see this over an extended period of time this year, and it's not that rolling WOBA stuff that we look at every year where it's just peaks and valleys and peaks and valleys. If he levels this out. I mean, clearly he's not going to be able to play the way he's playing right now all year. But if it levels out, you have to think about it. It's like, do we throw money at him?
I know, but then it just feels risky because I'm like, if he turns into that pumpkin again.
Yeah, and then there's the anti-pumpkin out there in Trey Turner. Like, no way that guy's turning into a pumpkin. There's no way possible. He is so good.
Awesome to have him on our team.
Oh my God. We'd never have to worry about him again. And Correa's out there too. And he will be. He will be. So
he's having a good year. So I'm sure he'll opt out and see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah. But Dansby's there was an article and I pulled it up because I was reading it this morning on MLB was like, here are your all-stars for May. And Dansby's the NL shortstop all-star.
He's the MVP. If he might win. He might win Player of the Month.
I don't know. There's Paul Goldschmidt had a hell of a month.
Yeah, he did. He's on my fantasy team. My fantasy team went off this month.
William Contreras is the NL catcher that's listed on this.
Really?
William, not Wilson. Although Wilson's like, he said like, oh, he was one of them too. But William Contreras was one of the
played like
and then Acuna's listed as outfielders, which is kind of funny.
Is he
but
really?
I just
That's
thought, I was like, who
hilarious.
would have thought, like in May, it's Swanson and Contreras are the two that are listed as the all-stars.
Now we would have all thought, okay, yeah, Ronnie's back. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Those other two guys, it's like
certainly wouldn't have been my picks.
They definitely don't belong in that same conversation as Ronald Acuna, but I don't know. Maybe they do, and maybe we're building a super team right now.
Maybe
in 5 years we are going to be the Dodgers. We're going to be unstoppable, and it's going to be all 20-year-olds instead of a 38-year-old Justin Turner hanging out at third base. You know, So, anyways, another guy who has absolutely tore it up the last 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. 393, 414, 786 with a 1200 OPS.
Is it Contreras?
No, I didn't write Contreras down because I just thought that'd be unfair.
To be honest, Ozuna.
No.
Okay, then who is it?
It's Austin Riley. 1200 OPS this week.
Wow.
Yep.
And what's kind of crazy is that, like, it could have been any of those other guys, which just goes to show that they're hitting.
One of those guys. It could have been those guys you just read is on here, and he's been pretty damn good. I didn't write down his last 7, but I wrote down his last 15.
Okay.
So just to finish up on Riley real quick, though, 5 runs scored in the last 7 games. 11 hits. I mean, he had like 5 multi-hit games in a row or something like that. 4 or 5 multi-hit games in a row. That's awesome. I mean, to see that coming back around for Riley it makes me very happy, because I'm as big an Austin Riley fan as anybody, but I have also been as critical of Austin Riley the last month as anybody, because I mean, he has just looked horrible. In the last week and a half, he is not. 3 homers, 5 ribbies. Only 1 walk, but it's a walk, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good for Riley. Anytime you put up a 1200 OPS in a week, that's
pretty darn good.
Something to be proud of, yeah. So the other guy that I put, I didn't do 7 games because honestly, 7 games didn't look as good as the last 15 games.
Okay.
The last 15 games looked pretty good. 279. 313, 574, 887 OPS. You want me to read
is it Ozuna?
It is Ozuna. Yeah.
It's actually interesting. Okay.
He's
definitely been better. He's certainly been better.
He's been better. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that really sticks out to you is 8 runs, sure. 17 hits in 15 games. That's pretty good. 6 home runs. Like, this dude sat on 4 homers for a minute.
So they come in bunches, you know? You hit one and it's like, oh, finally.
Boom. And I'm fine with that. Now, maybe we shouldn't have that guy hitting third. Maybe he should be lower. I don't know. But I'm okay with keeping Ozuna at third if it keeps everybody else where they're at. Riley seems to love where he's hitting. Olsen seems to like hitting 5th. I mean, 5th is lower than you really want Olsen, but until he starts getting into one of those grooves where he's really, it's hard to move him out of a spot where he's producing. Yeah. You know? So 887 OPS though is you're producing for sure.
Yeah, that's not.
You're putting up some production. Yeah. I mean, the batting average and the on-base percentage don't sound great, but the slugging, 574 over 15 games, it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's better than I think any of us thought we were going to get from Ozuna. At least for a while. Everybody thought, oh, God, not only is this guy, not our favorite guy.
Yeah, it was like he had hit a few home runs, and I was like, oh, if he's going to do that this year, and then he just kind of stopped. It just wasn't. Although I could say that for several of the players.
And that's the thing that I kept saying. It's the whole team.
Right. Yeah, everyone wants to point out Olsen or this. It's like nobody was really being consistent, so it's like.
Where would we be without Dansby Swanson's month of May.
Which is like, it's like Ronald Acuna last year.
I mean, it really is. I mean,
imagine him being the
both
one.
Both sides of the ball, Dansby Swanson has won us games over the last month that we probably shouldn't have won. That game against Milwaukee at home, the one that ended on the strike him out, throw him out, and Dansby tags him on the foot, and like just that, like Dansby, when he's playing well, when things are going well, dude, he's one of the most passionate dudes in the game, and it's fun to watch.
He loves
baseball. Yeah, he does. That's
why
I'm like,
he is an Atlanta kid.
Where's this going?
And it's like, do I criticize him? Absolutely. Do I like Dansby? Yes, I like Dansby a lot. I want him to be good. It's not like when I'm pointing out flaws, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's awesome he's been playing the way he has.
Does
you
Dansby
see the Dansby haters that are just like, oh, I gotta slander him,
Does Dansby like and retweet some things that I'm like, oh God, don't do that?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, I'm not gonna look at
baseball players. You gotta look over that shit. So yeah, no, I've always been a big Dansby fan. It's like, I love players who, like you said, he looks like he has so much fun playing the game of baseball. Yeah. I love players like that. And sure, when they're striking out 50% of the time, they don't look like they're having a whole lot of fun because they're not.
They would be. Yeah.
But man, when Dansby's going, dude, he's one of the most fun players to watch. Like, especially on this team. Like I don't know. We have a few stoic guys who, they never really changed their demeanor. I kind of want to put Riley in that category, but then sometimes Riley had some emotions as well, and that's fun. So I don't know. Yeah. Last guy I wrote down was different guy. This last 7 games.
Okay.
292.
Elimination here.
Yeah. You're like, I've already done half the whole team. Yeah. 292, 393, 583, 976 OPS.
Last 7 games. How many homers? Do you have that or no? Because I have a couple in mind, but
I do have that.
Okay, give me that, and that's the last thing I'll ask for, and then I'll guess.
1 home run.
Contreras.
No, but that Contreras only had 1 home run because that's what you said this week. I was looking at it.
I went back and looked.
Fucking bitch.
So it's not Olsen.
It is Matt Olsen.
Yeah. I'm like, who had 1 home run? Okay, because I was thinking Ronnie at first, and then I'm like,
Matt Olsen has had. He's had a 976 OPS over his last 7 games, and people are talking shit about him
because he leaves runners on base. So that's what people are saying. Oh, he's not clutch at all. He can't hit with guys on. It's like, okay, but when he was hitting in the first half of the season, nobody was on base. It's like eventually he's gonna continue doing it, and the guys are gonna be on base. Like, I hate when people are saying that he's not good because he doesn't have the RBIs.
That's RBIs. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, I was so happy to see him.
That's Matt.
Have a good week. Matt 2 doubles Olsen. Yesterday.
No, not Matt Carpenter, the newest Yankee. I don't know that guy. Hold on. Have you seen what Matt Carpenter looks like? Did you see any pictures of him?
He's a mustache or something.
Yes, I keep clicking on Matt Carpenter. Hold on, this is ridiculous. Hold on.
What are you looking on, Fangraphs?
Yes. I saw a stat this week that I was like, oh, anybody who thinks that Matt Olsen is just crap is an idiot.
Or people saying he can't hit fastballs, and then
people who
DOB
saying
was like,
he's not clutch, or they're saying like, oh, he doesn't hit with runners on base. He doesn't hit as well as a Freddie Freeman with runners on base. Very few people hit as well as Freddie Freeman with runners on base. People. That's why Freddie Freeman is probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer one day. I mean, clutch is just in the guy's genes. Where's it at? Career. That's advanced. No. Where's it at? Here it is. Okay. This is Matt Olsen's batting average with bases empty. Okay. This is career. This is not this season.
Okay.
So this is why I am not worried about Matt Olsen if it's going to level out. Career with bases empty, batting average 250. Career with men on base, batting average 251. career with men in scoring position, batting average 243.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty consistent.
That's pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Like now, I will say, where's it at? Hold on. OPS. I think OPS is a little bit different. No. OPS is not any different at all. OPS bases empty career 872. Men on base 834. Men in scoring position 837. The guy is just career-wise.
Which is why deciding in what is it? It's not even 50 games now. I think it's what 47, 48. I guess now just deciding that you've made up your mind and he can't hit with runners on and yada yada yada. It's just stupid.
He's a bust. People are calling this guy a bust. It's like we're 23 and 25. Oh no, 23 and 25
for 48 games.
So we're 48 games in. Matt Olson is 48 games into an 8-year contract. And you think that 48 games
defines what he's going to be,
defines his entire career. But except the fact that he's been around since 2016, and since 2016 he has been very consistent. So it's hard to make that ridiculous.
And I mean,
assumption.
he has a 128 weighted runs created plus.
Yeah, that's not bad for people who don't.
Yeah,
understand.
He's been above average. Yeah, okay, there's hills and valleys, but that's with any hitter. I mean, but he's been consistently above average the whole season. So.
And well above average. If you're unfamiliar with how weighted runs created plus works, 100 is average. 100 is the average hitter in Major League Baseball. He's 28% better than the average hitter in Major League Baseball. And you think he sucks.
Yeah, his expected weighted on base average.
What does that mean for the other guys that are 28% worse than he is? Like Dansby Swanson, who's a career like 97 weighted runs created plus.
Solidly average.
Yeah, very average guy. No, maybe this year's different. We're saying that. We understand. I wanted to look at his difference. Okay, here we go. How do I look at that? It doesn't tell me. Okay. I was wanting to look and see what his average with runners in scoring position in May versus April is. I have a hard time finding little arbitrary, crazy, weird stats like that. I can find all the simple stuff. You got it?
Yeah. No.
I was gonna say, God, you look like you already had it.
I'm looking. I'm at Fangraphs, so I'm looking at. But I'm like some stuff. I'm like, where do you find a lot of this stuff? I know it's all out there.
I know. Clearly, it's out there. Like how do you know how to find runners in scoring position with 2 outs?
Would it be under the splits?
I don't know. So I'm asking you. I have no idea.
Splits. I got Matt Olson's page.
No, on splits. I don't think it's on there.
Leverage.
And the way they have runners in scoring position listed is men in scoring position. It's not runners in scoring position. And that's the thing. It doesn't say like with 2 outs.
Yeah, there's no outs. It's that there's the count. If the runner who's on base.
Yeah, that's crazy that they break
that's
it
in
down by
Fangraphs, at least. I don't know,
but not by outs. Now, Baseball Reference
it might be somewhere else.
Like you can find all the stats to be able to figure this out on Baseball Reference by yourself, or at least I know how to find those stats, and I can find runners in scoring position. I just can't find runners in scoring position with 2 outs, which is where he struggles. To be fair.
Yeah, he does seem to come up a lot with 2 outs and guys on.
Yeah. Now. One thing, okay, this is something that I realized with men on base, let me make sure. Yeah. With men on base, his walk rate is 3% higher than his walk rate with nobody on base. That means he's being pitched around a lot. Like,
guys are scared of him.
Yeah, with good reason. He's got a track record a mile long of being really good. So yeah, I just get aggravated with the Matt Olson slander. It's like I said, dude's been great. I didn't read off the stats and stuff. I read off the slash line, but it's 3 runs, 7 hits in 7 games. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
1 homer, 2 RBIs, 3 walks. Now the last few games, seeming be a little bit better. Had that home run off the pole. Oh man, that was so nice to watch. It was.
I'm like, it still didn't quite go into the chop house, but he's getting there.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, he's close. And then he had the one that almost went out yesterday. But was another double, 2 doubles. He leads the major leagues in doubles now.
Give us in the chop house.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah, because an 8-foot wall that's gone. So now, to be fair, though,
Stadium that's out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Everything's a home run in Yankee Stadium to right field. I remember a few years ago, we went and played a series there, and there was like this bloop. Like, I mean, I literally thought like that's going to drop in shallow right field. And it was Giancarlo Stanton. It just looked like a little pop-up. And I was like, okay, that's an out. Cool. It went out. I was like, huh. So when people call it a Little League ballpark, I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. But
so then again, Citizens Bank Park in Philly. I think even more so sometimes.
Yeah.
Lego Stadium.
Because it's not just to one side.
Yeah, that's
like,
just small.
Left field's short, right field's short, even center field's not that deep there. Like 401, something like that, 402, I can't remember. But Yankee Stadium is really deep to center. So
yes.
Like very deep. It's hard to hit it out to center.
It's a very odd ballpark. Yep.
It is very. And why they would rebuild that ballpark, I don't understand. The nostalgia of it, I guess, is just like, whatever, dude. Like, okay. Anyways, yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Olson drew a key walk in that inning that Ronnie came in to pinch and double.
I was just about to say that Ronald Acuna game tying double where Matt Olson scored from first base does not happen without Matt Olson drawing a walk. And that's why drawing a walk is still
batting average. Yeah, but that's
productive.
Important.
Yes. On base
percentage
on base is so much better.
Still important.
On base percentage is like 360 some right now. Right. Let me see. And 360 is a pretty damn good batting average. Or I mean, pretty damn good on base percentage. So it's like, you can't hate the guy for that.
Yeah, he's on base percentage 365. Yep.
365. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll take that. Yeah, he's leading the league in doubles, or at least the NL.
He's most in the major.
And he has like twice as many walks as Freddie. So it's like people talking about like the Freddie Freeman comparisons and all that, and like, oh, he has a better OPS or a better OPS and all this stuff. It's like they're kind of similar in their overall.
Yeah, and that's why
production is just that Freddie has more runs batted in. But when you have like Mookie and Trey Turner and stuff like that ahead of you,
yeah. Well, Freddie has hit second this year, all year.
Oh, has he mostly? Okay, but still, Mookie Betts, who's been on a tear this year, this month. Yeah,
Mookie Betts has been incredible this year. He's got a lot to prove because last year he wasn't incredible, and they're paying him like $35 million a year. So, yeah.
Yep.
So when you're getting paid 31 no like 20 well, how much is Freddie getting paid? Like $27.5 million,
something like that.
Yeah, if you're getting paid $27.5 million and the guy hitting in front of you is making $35 million and the guy hitting behind you is probably making $25 million, yeah, you should be able to play pretty well. Matt Olson doesn't have that luxury. Now, I mean, Ronald Acuna is on a team-friendly deal, but Ronald Acuna has not been there most of the season. People seem to forget that. Once it gets to a point where we've got Olson back in maybe the top 3, I don't know if he's going to go back to 2. I think Snit's
hopefully Snit realizes he doesn't have to hit where Freddie hit just because he's the first baseman.
And that's the thing.
It's okay for him to hit 4th.
You want to know why you're drawing so many Freddie Freeman comparisons? Because you're trying to literally make him Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman hit well in 2-hole. Well, let's stick him in the 2-hole.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a left-handed
he's
first
the new
baseman.
Freddie.
He is Freddie Freeman. No, he's not. He's not Freddie Freeman.
Exactly.
We got to get that out of our heads that he's going to be Freddie Freeman. We don't, every time Austin Riley comes to the plate, we don't go, well, Chipper Jones would have done this and that. Chipper Jones would have hit that left-handed. Well, Austin Riley's not Chipper Jones. And Dansby Swanson comes up to like, well, Fernando Tatis did this and that. Yeah, well, Fernando Tatis is Fernando Tatis. Like, it's unfair to compare players. So I hate comparisons. I tell everybody that, and then I make them. So
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is we're not going to get away from the Freddie Olsen comparisons for probably 2 years. That's just what it's going to be. Anytime Freddie does anything, you're going to see people pointing it out. That's just, we're not going to get away from that. But if Olsen keeps doing what Olsen is doing, people will warm up.
That's unfortunate. Now, what makes that even harder is that Freddie went to the one team that we just like. They are more of our rivals than any of our NL East rivals.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It's because we've played games that matter against them for the past.
Yep.
And it's.
Yep.
Everybody hates the Dodgers, and Freddie Freeman went to the Dodgers. And it wasn't because Chelsea Freeman wanted to go to the Dodgers either. Chelsea Freeman's from Florida. Like that. Does that irritate you too when people say that?
I mean, I think I not necessarily. I think Freddie wanted to go to the Dodgers. Yeah. I'm so sick of seeing the like Braves didn't want to pay him, or like these just stupid narratives that like there's evidence out there that shows you what happened. Stop believing.
None of it's true.
Just because you hate the Braves, you want to be like, oh, they let this. It's like, no. First of all, they offered him more money than he ended up getting. Second of all, they gave $168 to Olsen, so it's not like they were like, "Oh, we get off scot-free. We don't have to pay a first baseman."
Yeah,
and all of it shows that like his agent is the one who was like, "Oh, let's do this, and like."
And it wasn't
Freddie
like
realized, I think, ultimately, oh yeah, I think he kind of fucked that up.
Yeah, and it wasn't like with Olsen, like we went back and forth forever on a contract and blah blah blah. We signed Matt Olsen to a $168 million contract. More guaranteed dollars than Freddie Freeman got from the Dodgers in less than 24 hours after we traded for him. Mm-hmm. The money was always there. Alex Anthopoulos was very smart for not wanting to give a potential 38-year-old Freddie Freeman $30 million. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to give any 38-year-old $30 million in MLB. It's just, I don't know. That's, like you said, that's going to be something we just kind of have to live with. Mm-hmm. I want that narrative to change so bad. I hate that it's just Freddie Freeman.
But there are some fans who are never going to move on. They're never going to move on. Anytime Olsen does something that they don't think is good, they're going to be like, no, Olsen sucks, this and that. But then, of course, disregard when he does something well, because that doesn't fit what they want to believe.
Yeah.
Do I get frustrated if Olsen strikes out with the bases loaded? Yeah, that sucks. But I'm not like, that's for any player. It sucks no matter what. When you
I don't know if everybody remembers this or not, but it took Freddie Freeman 10 years to hit a grand slam.
This is true.
10 years.
This is true.
It hasn't taken Matt Olsen that long. I can tell you that. He's hit a few grand slams. So yeah, it's just, again, back to the 48 games is not, that doesn't define a player. He's back home. He's got family around all the time. He wants to perform for family. He's taking over first base after a franchise icon left. A franchise icon that, like, undoubtedly he went to Turner Field and watched play baseball. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I've made that point before. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Matt Olsen, as like a, 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid, whatever, went to Turner Field and saw Freddie Freeman play first base there. And then the guy brings a World Series home, like, and then he gets the biggest contract in team history. Like, there's a ton of pressure on this top of this guy, and he's still got a 128.
He's still performing pretty darn well.
Still doing pretty good. Like, yeah. So, Yeah. I could talk about that all day. But
one thing I do want to point out, well, moving on from Matt Olson, is one Jackson Stevens.
He did give up a bomb to Jorge Soler.
He did, but
dude, it's Jorge Soler.
So good. Like, I was like,
if there's a guy, we'll let bombs. So did Max Fried, by the way.
Yeah.
So
as long as it's not something that suddenly he just is shit now. I think that'll happen. Yes, I have his. Okay. So right now, where I just had it. Now I gotta scroll down. I mean, he's at a 2.04 ERA.
And that's after the tank he gave up. Two-run homer, by the way. So
his FIP is 3.48. Expected FIP 2.96. But his where I was just looking at his K percentage is 25% K percentage, 6.8% walk percentage.
Yep. Have you
and in his baseball savants,
I was about to say, have you peeked at the baseball savant page?
Pretty darn good. I mean, he just again comparisons, but he reminds me of Matzek. He kind of feels like he came from the Mexican League, just some guy that Anthopoulos was like, let me pull him out of the trash heap and see what he can do. And it's just like the fact that
a little bit better than Matzek too.
He might be.
That's probably blasphemy, and I'll probably have to speak for that when I die. But
when you approach the pearly gates, did you say that? Yeah. But no, but it's hard not to make that comparison.
It is,
and it just goes to show that you don't have to pay relievers $20 million a year. Sometimes you find some guy and just, so it's really interesting what he's coming. And I'll admit, like at the beginning of the season, I was like Jackson Stevens, but then he's completely. I mean, he's been so good.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing about Jackson Stevens. He kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And like everybody was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
like I remember waking up that morning and then I had, little notification from the Braves, and it was like the Braves, exercise whoever or whatever, and they recalled Jackson Stevens.
Yes. Yeah.
And I literally said, who?
It was like against the Nats or something. It was very early in the season.
Yeah, I was like, who's this guy? Who the hell is this guy? I think it was when Tucker Davidson went down.
Might have been.
I think it was. And I literally remember saying to myself, who the hell is this guy? And he's been pretty awesome, man. Mm-hmm. Fun to watch.
I think he might have also given up a home run at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, he's given up 2 home runs. I think that's.
Did he give up one to Freddie?
2. It wasn't Freddie. It was like Bellinger or something like that.
Probably was. It
was the one. And Morton. Well, and Morton.
And Morton. I bet Morton was so pissed about that too. So fucker.
Now I'm curious who. I want to say it was like Bellinger.
You can probably go to
first game. Summary scoring.
That's what I was gonna say. Look at his Fangraphs game log.
Cody Bellinger. Yep, it was Cody Bellinger.
Okay, yeah. So
but since
I remember that
given up one more.
Went like into center field, I think, like over the center field wall.
Because that was at that time where we were like, why are you putting in Jackson Stevens? But like since then, it's
now we're like, hey, where's Jackson Stevens at?
No, he's one of the ones we want to see. Yeah, but he's been really, really good.
And for him to show up when, 2 weeks ago, I was telling you, I'm concerned about the bullpen. Mm-hmm. I had worries. Matzek was down. Does appear that maybe Matzek's problems weren't necessarily mental, like a lot of us thought.
Yeah.
Maybe they were all physical. Now, I'm sure there's some dead arm there too. I mean, Tyler Matzek has never thrown as much as he has in the last 2 years in his life.
Yep.
So, but, no structural damage in the shoulder. If you watched the Bleacher game the other day, I assume you watched that.
Yep, right? I did watch that game.
So Matzek seemed very much mentally there. Like, he seemed like Tyler Matzek. He was having fun. He was smiling. Like, so yeah, it's, We saw that out of Matzik. If we can get Matzik back in this bullpen with the rise of a Jackson Stevens,
Minter has just been
unbelievable. That guy,
like, he's to me the one guy right now that I'm like I guess it was Friday when we took the lead, and I was like, if Minter is not up in that bullpen, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know.
He's like that
as
guy.
You tweeted that.
Yeah.
Minter better be up
because
right
they did put Stevens back in and got 2 more outs, and then they put Minter in.
Yeah, and I even questioned that, and I will bite my tongue on that.
Yeah, no, I think it was like, probably because we had a 2-run lead. It was probably anybody gets on, or we get to like a lefty or something. Minter's coming in, but
Jackson gets the first 2 guys, and then Mentor came in and just again, guys that I love
pitches, I think,
because they are passionate about the game. Jackson Stevens has had a few of those moments where he comes off the mound pumping his fist, and I'm like, yeah, there it is. AJ Mentor, when he gets a big out, dude, he like screams and is like, And
I love that. Like, if guys are allowed to bat flip, pitchers should be allowed to celebrate a big out. Like, I don't know why people get like, oh, why are you celebrating? It's like, it's a huge, let guys enjoy it and be
because it's a game.
Yeah.
Because it's a sport, like, and they're competitive. They're competitors as much as they are. I always hated it's a gentleman's game. Like, no, it's not. It's all the guys who created this game, they were dirty people. I promise you they were filthy and disgusting. Just because you saw them like tip their cap if somebody caught the ball or whatever, like outside of that, they were visiting brothels and stuff like that all the time. They were disgusting human beings, I promise. That's funny. Stevens, Mentor,
he's been so good. He's just
Jansen's
I was gonna say Jansen had
struggles, I guess,
but seems to have had a good couple. I mean, he had the one, he blew the save.
I was about to say, we got to talk about that game. Yeah, we got to talk about that game. That Harper dude.
Which, first of all, it's like, I guess if you're gonna give it up to somebody,
it's gonna be that guy.
Yeah, like
somebody said right after that happened, somebody was like, "And you guys wanted this guy?" Like talking about Kenley Jansen. I'm like,
well, there's one Dodger fan that we follow each other, and of course, anytime Jansen, he's like, blown save, you know, and I'm just like, okay, well, we came back and win, so
we still won the game. But somebody said that, like, oh, you guys wanted this guy on our team. I'm like, Bryce Harper just won his second MVP, not his first MVP, his second MVP. The dude rakes. Like, he does this against us all the time.
Yeah. Right.
Like, he's the only good player.
The guys, it's not like it was Roman Quinn, you know. Bryce Harper is like, it's just like that there was somebody on, you know, the walk.
Which those moments have happened. I remember what's his name?
Will Smith gave up a home run to Roman Quinn.
He did, but I was going to talk about who's the guy? Freddie Galvis. Freddie Galvis hit a walk-off homer against us in 2015 in a game that we came back and took the lead in the 9th inning and then gave up a walk-off homer. And I was just like, that guy.
So there really does happen. I mean, it happens on all teams, you know, sometimes even within the Braves, you're like, oh, that guy's the one who won us the game. But so it's
Kenley, man, he's been so good. He just
a couple of rough outings, but then he looked good the last couple of outings.
Fine. So I'm good with that.
Happens. Especially when one of the 2 blown saves we came back to win. It's like, you don't want to blow the save, but I couldn't believe that. I know I had what was that, Tuesday? So I was watching the This Is Us finale because I knew I was not watching the game, but following along.
Yeah.
And then I saw the tweets about how it was 5-4 Phillies. I'm like, are you kidding me? But I didn't turn it on for the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think the bottom of the 9th had like started yet. And then all of a sudden it's like,
the game was over.
Walking off. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Somebody hit a home run? But I was like, no, that's not even what happened.
That happened to me in the game when we played Milwaukee. I've mentioned this where I work. I'm in a basement. So like my service isn't great. So like every once in a while my phone will buffer and I'll get behind by like 10 seconds. And then 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there. So by the time the end of the game had come around in this 12 inning or 11 inning game or whatever it was, I was like a full 2 minutes behind. So it was in between innings and I was like, oh, I'm going to go check something real quick. There was something I wanted to look at in the box score. And I go to look at it and the box score says 7-6 final. And I was like, what?
Wait a second, what did I miss?
What the fuck just happened? And then I realized, guess here, like,
Yeah, again, an unlikely guy, but it happens.
It's always the unlikely guys. Who's that guy? Who's that guy for the Phillies last year that hit that walk-off homer? This is like his only home run ever. Luke Williams. Luke Williams. Yeah, and I mean, like, super stoked for that guy. But Jesus Christ, why does it have to be us? Mets and Phillies say that all the time now. Why has it got to be us? So maybe once or twice it can be us, I guess. It just everything's coming together.
Yeah, it was like awesome. Like you give up the lead, like that just like just I don't know, I don't know, it just kills you. And then to come back and that's the best word. Yeah. And then Dansby hits a double, and it's just like, yes, Phillies bullpen, but the fact that they didn't just, how many times have we seen them just go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the ninth? You know what I mean? But it didn't happen. Like that stuff's really big, and it's just nice to see that fight in that. That
leadoff double from Dansby was like, as soon as he hit it, I was like, we're gonna win this game. And then, oh man, that they dropped that pop fly. It's just like, oh no, Phillies. Which,
there was definitely some LOL Phillies in that inning, but
it ties the game either way, right? Because I mean, it's deep fly ball. Ronald Acuna hit it. Dansby's on third. Yeah, Dansby's on third. It ties the game either way. So like, even Ronald was like, "Oh yeah, that's caught. Like, it's good, whatever." And then it drops, and it's just like, "Oh my god, that's how we're gonna win this game. That's gonna happen." And then
you got Ronnie Contreras, on second, no outs.
Dude, he's scoring. Like, you could bunt twice and he'd score. Even terrible bunts. Like, that
was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was just
a lot of fun games the last week plus. Yeah, we had that game. We had the Ronnie pinch hit double. Ozuna had 2 homers yesterday. That was a fun game. They came out and even the third game against
the Phillies, they just like kept adding on.
Yeah,
you just love to see that when they keep adding on.
Yeah,
we've learned that there's never like, don't stop.
I remember the day that Kenley blew that save in Milwaukee. I remember you tweeting before it even happened. I saw you tweeted and you said, "Oh yeah, really hope failing to add on more runs doesn't come back to bite us." And then you were like, "Well," I was like, yeah. So that was
not that they weren't trying, but it just sucks when you can't, and it's like you just have to hope.
But the offense, like you said, there's clearly a difference. They've changed their approach big time. I mean, sure, are they trying to hit homers at times? Yeah, but whatever. Like, they're a home run team. Like, we hit a lot of home runs. That's what we do.
But the big innings, the like Snit likes to say, the keeping the line moving kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like it is. I love home runs, but sometimes you're like, wow, and you get double, single, and you just get those few couple of runs. It's nice to see that happen.
Now those are fun when you get like 3 or 4 doubles back to back. Yeah, and it's like, okay, double,
and then the home run comes, and that's when it's great.
Run scored.
When you're already up 4-0, and then somebody hits like a 3-run home run. Yeah, but it was a good week. It's just
3-run homers have not been around much lately this year though, for anybody. So I mean, you kind of gotta. Like you said, you got to keep doing it. What we're doing right now looks
sweeps are hard, but if we keep winning series or splitting the 4 gamers or that kind of stuff, that's how you.
If we win every series, momentum. I don't care. Like, I don't care about us. And I mean, sure, there's going to be some series that we're gonna lose. That's gonna happen. It'd be ridiculous to assume you're gonna win every series, because going into some series, you're gonna be like, well, we've been playing 18 games in a row or something like that. And you're going to be like, our starting rotation's pretty thin. We're going to go with a bullpen game to give everybody an extra day. It's hard to expect to win those games. I don't care if we won 2 of them in the World Series. I don't care if that happened. It's hard to expect to do
World Series was a fairy tale.
It feels
doesn't
like
always happen in real life.
It feels like there is going to be a fairy tale written about the 2021 Atlanta Braves. There certainly should be a movie. I mean,
we need our money ball.
Yeah, our own money ball. Yeah.
Wasn't that freaking awesome, man?
If dude. Alex took Moneyball to the
like if there's a movie about that in 10 years, that'd be awesome.
And I mean, why couldn't there be?
Yeah.
So the home runs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you want to run through that first?
I guess. Would you have something else?
No, I was gonna look ahead, but we'll do that first, and then we'll look at
let's do that. Okay. Yeah. Looks like we have like 10 minutes left. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you got 6 points this week. So you're 24, and then I got 2. So I'm at 15. You're destroying me now. I was beating you last week.
You should have said Olsen for 1. You went a little too big.
I know. And you know what? He just missed one yesterday when he hit it. I was like, oh, there it is. Oh,
5 points.
So yeah, that kind of sucked. But anyways, so we've got Diamondbacks and Colorado this week.
Yep.
Tonight,
Spencer Strider gets the start.
That's going to be fun. A lot of ladies on Braves Twitter are a bit excited.
I hope that there's a plan and they stick to it. I hope it's like, okay, twice through the order or something. I hope it's not like he's at 65 pitches and Snit says send him back out. I hope that there's
because he doesn't have like
not an inning, but a batter limit. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have a legit third pitch yet. A guy like that, and that's why I was so not ready for him to start, because profiles as a reliever, guys.
Mm-hmm. But maybe they think of it like an opener. He'll give you.
Yeah, I mean, if he can give you 4 innings, if you get 4 innings out of Spencer Strider today with I don't know, 6, 7 strikeouts and a walk or 2, that's hell yeah. That's. No offense to Tucker Davidson and some Bryce Elders and some other guys, but it's better than what we've been getting. So can't complain too much.
Yeah, I know it was Scott Coleman the other day who had said in the games with our 5th starter, we were 2-9 in those games with Bryce Elder and Mueller and Davidson and stuff, but we were 20-16 in the games with Morton and Matt. Yeah. So you just think if 3 of those games or something we won, it looks a little bit different. So
yeah, we're over 500. I mean, we're 3 games over 500 if we win 3 of those games, and I bet if we go back and look, they're all close games. I would
definitely a few. Yeah.
Now there's some that were not close games. I understand that, but there are some others that are close, or at least we had a chance to win them, and then Snit
snitted.
He's in I don't know.
Chavez.
Sean Newcomb.
I loved it. Yeah, that's
game.
Definitely.
That was. I'm pretty sure that was a 5th starter day, wasn't it? Because Enoa started that. That was game.
Enoa. You're right. Yeah, that game.
We were within distance, and Sean Newcomb put us well out of distance. So, we've got tonight Strider versus Gallen. It's pretty nice matchup.
I mean, the Diamondbacks only have. Our records are pretty close, which is a little bit sad. But
and then tomorrow we've got Morton and Castellanos. I don't know who Castellanos is. I don't know anything about it.
I know the Diamondbacks, like the Marlins, have a couple of young guys who are good pitchers. And then it'll be Kyle Wright and Bumgarner. So we'll see. We got
how do you feel about that?
Wright versus Bumgarner?
No, I mean just the whole series.
The overall. I mean, should probably take 2 or 3.
I think so.
I mean, if they kind of do what they've been doing, it's weird to be optimistic because I feel like then it's just gonna be everything. But I feel like we probably could win 2 or 3. So we'll see.
Colorado, 4 games at Colorado.
I'd take a split.
I'd take a split
Colorado.
There for sure. Colorado is so unpredictable.
Yeah, we'll have Max and Ian, and then it would be whoever's 5th again, and Morton. We'll see. We will see. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So maybe 1, 2. That's 7. I hate to say 3 and 4 because that's a losing week, but it's Colorado. They play really well at home.
You think we're going to lose the series to Colorado?
I think we'll split it. It's 4. I can see us splitting that.
But you just said we're going to win. Or Arizona series.
Oh, that's right. Why am no, you're right. So that'd be 4-3.
So 4-3. That's not
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I don't know why I did
we
math
keep
wrong
going
there.
the same way. But I'm gonna go
4-3 seems obtainable.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little bit bold here.
We could use a 5-2 week.
We could use a 5 and 2 week.
We could go with 7-0. Let's just sweep it out.
That's not happening.
I'm
going 5 and 2.
I'd love it.
Because the way our offense is playing right now, you put that offense, Arizona and Colorado are two super hitter friendly ballparks. I think we're going to go crazy. I think we're going to score a ton of runs.
Yeah, if they got the roof closed, ball might be flying. We'll see. And then Colorado's Colorado. So
yeah. So you got 4 and 3.
We're both 5-2. I'll say 4-3.
5 and 2. Okay. Well, who you got for a homer?
Who do I? If you have somebody, you can. I'm trying to think of who I have for a homer.
I'm gonna take Acuna.
I love it. I'll say Riley.
Okay, I almost picked Riley, but I went Acuna. Acuna is very good historically in Arizona. Well, everywhere, yes.
Yeah,
great point. Yeah. But historically in Arizona, he is very good. So I'm gonna go with 2 for the week for Acuna.
Okay, I'm gonna say 1 for Riley. Okay. I don't go bold,
Yeah,
I keep it safe with the 1.
You play it pretty safe, but it's working out quite well, so I can't knock you for it. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I hope that it goes the way we want to, because it'd be nice to just start going on a run.
That's what we need. I know, like I said, sweeps are hard, but like if they could just go 5, 6 in a row, you know what I mean? It's just they win 2, they lose 2, they win 2. There's never been that 3 in a row, which great. They haven't lost 3 in a row, but they also haven't won 3 in a row.
If we can win 7 out of the next 8,
I mean, this is a big next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
Based on who we're playing.
We come
this
home,
is when
we've
can
got
gain some ground.
Oakland and Pittsburgh.
And then Washington and the Cubs. I just feel like this is the time where you have a big month.
And then just the Giants and the Dodgers.
But at home, though, which actually is, I like a little bit better than being on the road there. But
Jock's coming home. I can't
Jock
wait to
will
see
get his
Jock.
ring.
Yeah,
Freddie will get his ring.
That guy is going to get.
Oh, I love Jock.
The standing ovation Jock gets is going to be just.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun series.
Like Solaire's was great. Don't get me wrong. But just what Jock brought to that team last year was just so. The entire fan base fell in love with this guy. Like in 3 months, he was here 3 months. We fell in love with this guy. And I know Alex told Jock, hey, we want to do like some pearls and stuff like that. We want to have everybody wear the pearls out. And like, this guy was here 3 months, and I've said this before. He was here 3 months. We could build a statue of the man outside, and it would be worshipped. Like there'd be flowers at it all the time. Like he's the greatest. Yeah. I can't wait to see him come back. So it's gotta be fun. But all right,
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes, we are. That's a couple weeks away, but doesn't mean we can't be excited about it. So all right. Well, I guess we will see you guys next week on Beaneater Buzz. And have a good week.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Go Braves.
Yeah.